Wow, amazing. Well done, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, I'm itching to ask, first question, can you tell me more about you guys? What you're up to, what you were doing when you met? Did you go to film school?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, I can take it. Me and Jens, we met 4 years ago, I think it is. And we've been making films just for the sake of the effects, first. Because we were very, very dragged to the fact that you could create illusions and people would believe them, and you could kind of invent this world that everybody would suddenly believe in for a couple of hours. Maybe not afterwards, but when it's playing, everybody's there, which sparked the idea for Everywhen. A couple of years after we started working together, we made shorts, and this came out. And it's now all over the world, distributed in 11 countries on DVD and Blu-ray, I think, and 57 on iTunes. Now we've made a pilot, which Anthony might screen, we're not sure. But if that comes along, then go check that out. I might go to film school next year. Jens might join me in LA, so it's going to be fun.
Okay, cool. And you're both based in Norway?
In Oslo, yeah, capital of Norway.
Okay, sure. And this is your first feature?
Yes, this is our first feature.
Yeah, we did not know how to make a feature film or a science fiction film, so that's kind of what that's why it happened.
We like to do stuff that we don't know how to do. So that's how this thing was created.
Sure. How'd this come about? Who wrote it?
You wrote it.
Yeah, I wrote it with a friend, mostly because we had this idea about alternate dimensions, and we've seen a lot of films, especially Inception. I'm sure some of you saw hints of it. So we wanted to create something unique and something people hadn't really seen yet. And sure, there's a lot of typical sci-fi elements in this film, but it's very grounded. There's no spaceships, there's no aliens. It's all just about this alternate dimension. So this whole thing came to life when we talked about being the same place at the same time, two different places. You see a hint of it when we talked to the inventor of teleportation. We switched back and forth between our main character and this antagonist, Jane Scott. And they're at the same place, but still not at all.
How the hell did you get everything you got on the screen for that little money? I mean, I'm just thinking SWAT uniforms. I'm thinking, like, the amount of rounds you fired, that would have blown the budget in 5 seconds. And locations?
Well, yeah, the locations are basically, we're used to Oslo and Norway, so we talked about this last night, actually, that when you're used to a place, you really try your best to find the unique places and unique locations. And for example, one of the final scenes there was like a huge sci-fi building, the interior with a lot of glass and stuff. That was, we just found it, and we asked the owners if we could shoot there, and they said go ahead. When it comes to the SWAT uniforms, we rented those at a local costume rental.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, we made a Harry Potter fan fiction film when we were 15. And it started out with a helicopter, aka the helicopter intro here. And that we screened that at a public theater, so 200 people showed up for this little Harry Potter thing. And among them were one of the people who rented out costumes. And they saw that we delivered, so they were like, hey, yeah, sure, 90% off, go. And we were, okay, that's nice, that's neat. And then I was on a few commercials, which led to a few camera operators who said, guys, you're 15 and you do this. Here you go, here's a lens. So we managed to get through all these small things because we're young, which is one of the the advantages. We can just say, hey, we want to make movies, and people are like, yeah, sure. But then we show them something and they go, wow. So they were just really helpful, and the money were actually spent mostly on just that one camera and a few, like you said, a few costumes and screening. That was it. Everything else came out of our own pockets.